Okay, we're going to be creating a simple oil and water emulsion. The first things you're going to start out with are the tools. You will need some beakers in varying sizes. You can see I have small, medium, large, a water bath, and a scale. Next up, in one beaker, you're going to want to measure the oil ingredients of the oil phase. These will be going into the water phase, so I typically use a smaller beaker for the oil phase and a larger one for the water. So I am measuring out each one. You measure it as closely as possible. Use a little pipette if you need to. And then I'm adding other what are considered oil ingredients to the oil phase. This is also the emulsifier, so emulsifiers go in the oil phase, and make sure everything is in there. Then I'm covering it with tin foil and putting it in the water bath. Next up is the water phase. As you can see, I'm using a hydrosol here, and I'm measuring that out. Clean up any spills that you may have. It's natural, it happens. And then some aloe vera juice. Basically anything that is considered a water should go into this phase as well. Once again, covering it with aluminum foil and putting into the water bath. And then I'm turning that on high. The water bath is actually going, but then I'm going to be creating my gel, which is a xanthan gum and glycerite formula. So I do have the oil and water phase going in the background, and then I'm just stirring these two together, which I will add after they come out of the water bath. Once you have that stirred up, you're going to remove your phase 1 and 2 from the water bath. Make sure that they have come to the temperature that you want. I typically go for over 70 degrees Celsius. I have this temperature gun, which is the best thing I ever bought, and you can tell that the water one was over 70, so I took it out, and the oil one was also over 70, so I can take those both out. Then turn that off, set it aside. Now you're going to mix the two phases together. So like I said before, the oil is going into the water, so slowly stir it. I have a glass rod, which is really helpful for stirring these two together. And this is in an accelerated speed, but I do try to do it slowly so as to not disrupt it and make it too bubbly or anything like that. Okay, so once we have stirred it almost all in, I'm just showing you the entire process here, even though it's in an accelerated speed. We are going to add the glycerite and gum, which is coming shortly. Once I get every last drop out, can't waste anything, right? So stirring it up. Then the gum and glycerite, this just helps with the consistency, and you don't have to do it, but I pretty much always do in emulsions. And you can do a little research on if you need that or not, but I tend to like that. And now we're stirring. I typically start with the glass rod to stir, and then I will use my small little immersion blender, which is battery powered. And this just helps it because otherwise you may be stirring for a long time. So the way an emulsion works is by stirring it together, but also in the cool down phase. So you saw that both the oil and water came to 70 degrees Celsius. And now as they cool down, which you can do naturally or put into an ice bath, they will start to form your emulsion. So you can see right here, it's still pretty liquidy, but as it goes, as it cools, and as you stir, it will start to thicken and become your cream. So I wanted to show you the ice bath just to see that you can do it this way. It really just speeds up the process. It's not mandatory. Sometimes if you have a larger batch, it might be helpful because it'll take a lot longer. But you're going to keep measuring the temperature, and once it goes below 40, you are done with the cool down and you can start adding your ingredients that are heat sensitive. So I have mixed them all up together already and have started stirring them in. You can add them individually or add them combined. It's up to you. But these ingredients are ones that you cannot heat, so you do have to add at this last stage of the formulation. And then I always just kind of mix it all just to make sure. Because these are the preservatives, maybe essential oils, and they do need to be stirred in properly. Lastly, packaging. You don't have to put it on a scale to measure it out, but if you are selling it, it's nice to know exactly how much you have. So this is a very light lotion. You can tell that it goes in just by pouring it, and I'm going to get it up to 50 grams, and then it will be done. So you can see that this is what it looks like, and then I'm just showing you kind of how it goes on as a lotion. It's very light, perfect for the summertime. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!